Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live video streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and sponsors. I'm Jim McCoy, along with Mark McLemore. On the camera is Johnny McCoy, and we're live at the Cascade Christian Pavilion as the challengers get ready to take on the Sutherlin Bulldogs. Now, real quickly, going to make a quick transition here for just a quick moment. But I got Challenger girls coach Jeff Robertson in the booth with me right now. When I was thinking about how this game could go, and I think about how the games went last year, we saw a big improvement keyed by your defense tonight.
Yeah, I just wanted to come up and say that I'm so proud of our girls. They battled real tough with one of the best teams in the state. And really it started on the defensive end with our plan to just everybody be responsible for their lady. And there's no excuses. We're going to help each other out, and we're going to play tough the whole game, end to end. And the girls did that, and we're super proud of them.
Well, and I think to a casual fan, it might be tempting to think that the challengers are the Jordan and Timna show. But I think what we saw this evening is that continued maturation of young players. Of course, I think through the season we're seeing it more steadily from Grace McCauley, but now we're starting to see Angelica Arce starting to knock down shots, and there are plenty of other sources on your team. You've talked about Taylor Folan doing the little things, Emma Coates being somebody you can go with. I thought she did a good job of staying out of foul trouble tonight.
Yes, she did great. And, yeah, Grace McCauley was our leading scorer tonight, a freshman. So, that just shows that she's getting ready. She's getting more confident. And that's what we've been preaching to them all season is you have to be confident when you get the ball. When you get your chance, take it, but take it with confidence.
All right. Well, and just some other thoughts as you take a look at tonight's game. It's kind of when I think about last year's team and the things that we're seeing so far, it looks like that defense is starting to lock in, and I'm sure, of course, the nice thing about the pressure defense is it gives you some breakaway opportunities. Yeah. Now you guys, continued that growth and probably that process of gaining confidence on the offensive end. I see the makings of what could be a pretty tough team down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to play in the season you're in, but we only graduate one senior. So moving forward next year, we really expect to be competitive with everyone we face.
One more question before I let you go. You've got Douglas coming up tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about that matchup and what you're expecting and maybe a couple of keys for your team tomorrow.
Exactly. So we're both ranked in the early around 20, 22. So it's a good matchup. Number 12 is a very good player, but we've got a game plan for her. She likes to bring the ball up, but she also likes to take it inside. When she's inside, we're going to double her. When she's up high, Emma Coates has done a great job on the perimeter defense all season, and you'll see it again tomorrow.
All right, Coach. Well, we thank you for stopping by. Congratulations on the effort tomorrow, and we wish you best of luck. And by the way, folks, we will be broadcasting tomorrow's game as well.
All right.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Challengers girls coach Jeff Robertson, and then joining me in the booth, mentioned Mark McLemore earlier, and give you an opportunity to sing the praises of your JV team, which I think a lot of people would agree that JV squad of yours could probably run with a lot of varsity teams in this league.
Well, it's a very good team. I mean, obviously, when you have a lot of varsity players that are really doing well at the varsity level, pushes down very good players into the JV team, and our team's been great all year, and I go 10 or 12 deep. And today we held this Sutherlin team to just 7 points in the first half. So
wow.
We had a 36-7 lead at halftime, and we just kind of cruised from there. And the JV team, we really haven't been challenged for quite some time. Looking forward to some games that are coming up, including Douglas, that I'm sure will challenge us going forward.
Yeah, we're looking forward to talking more about that and tonight's matchup. Challengers taking on a Sutherlin team that I remember not that many years ago playing up there. The team, thinking about 5 years ago when this undersized Challengers team with a lot of really young players on it found themselves really kind of struggling to make a go of it. And that back in the days, I think about Mason Gill. I think about J.R. Bailey and some of those players, and they had some good Sutherlin teams. But
they ran that 1-3-1 trap defense that the Challengers had some trouble with, if you remember.
Right. So now here we are a few years later, and it's a complete change of fortunes. And, the Challengers, fortunately, if you're a Challenger fan, weren't down very long. We're able to rebuild, and now we have this really deep Challengers team, and that depth is going to come in handy tonight.
Well, it really is. It looks like the Challengers are going to be out without Drew Hall and also Austin Maurer tonight. Austin, of course, injured in that Coquille game. His arm is still questionable at this point. We're not really sure when he's going to be back. And then Drew Hall has had a little bit of a hamstring issue that's been sort of nagging him for a while. He's going to sit this one out tonight as well. So that leaves the Challengers really down to about 10 players from their usual roster of 12. So it'll be interesting to see who starts tonight. I think Derek Farmer's going to take one of those spots, and we'll see who else comes off the bench early, a lot earlier. Different rotation, I'm sure we'll see from Coach than we've seen more recently. I kind of expect you're going to see Eli Bryant with a lot of minutes off the Challenger bench, as well as guys like Dylan Westlake and Bradley Richardson coming off in those guard spots. We'll probably see Mason Hoffman as well tonight in one of those forward spots. And luckily for the Challengers this particular night, they're playing a team right in Sutherlin that is definitely in a down run. They're just 2-16 on the year so far.
Well, and then, of course, talking about that depth, it's interesting to take a look at the Challengers. They have 3 players, 2 of them out tonight, 3 players that are averaging in double figures. Jaron Frankowiak, you talk about a kid getting hot at the right time. That 10.8 scoring average is a little deceptive, because I think if we were just to take the run of the last 5 games, he's up in the 16 to 18-point game range. Cannon Anderson has really come on as of late. You mentioned Eli Bryant coming off the bench. Peyton Maurer, from night to night, he may give us 14 points. He may give the Challengers 5 points. But he's a well-rounded player that can help you in a lot of different ways. You mentioned Farmer, Richardson, Bryant, and then we may see a little bit of Colson Brown, who's been out for a while.
Yeah, Colson should be back for a few minutes tonight at least. Sort of his initial game back after that knee problem that he had. So it's good to have him back in the lineup. I'm not sure how much he's going to play tonight, but he should get in for at least a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how the Challengers play, and I think a little different style than you'll see. Not without having the 7-footer in there. It's going to be a little bit different game. You may even see the Challengers do some 5 out, not have a guy in the post. So we'll see how that all plays out here as we go along.
Well, and they're a team that you can do that, because you think about it. Frankowiak is the team's leading 3-point shooter, shooting 40% from downtown. Then you've got Cannon Anderson. Again, his numbers from early in the year kind of are a drag on what his recent production has been. He was 4 for 4 from downtown last Friday night against Coquille. Then you've got Derek Farmer, who in limited minutes has been hugely productive. Yep. And I think you got some guys that, if you're not careful, I think Eli Bryant does. He can knock it down.
Yep.
Pretty smart, judicious about the when on that in terms of his shot selection. And then Colson Brown is another guy that has some range. So I look at this team, and you mentioned the 5 out. We could see that doing, and this being a team that could also get out and run.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of expect Sutherlin to play a 2-3 zone. They played that most of the game in the JV game. So I think we'll probably see that again here in the varsity game. So Challengers are going to have to make some outside shots against that zone. And also, I'm sure they're going to do the same thing we did a little bit in the JV game, and that's push the ball up the court.
This portion of our pregame show has been brought to you by Tap Rock on the Rogue River in Grants Pass. Locally owned, family run. Check out the new menu and great views at Tap Rock. Russell Brown at courtside. We did the anthem before the first game, the girls' game, so I would imagine we're going to get right into the starting lineups now.
A 5'8" sophomore guard, number 2, Colton Jacobs. A 5'6" 5'7" senior guard, number 3, Austin Kwame. 5'9" senior guard, number 5, Logan Foltz. The 6'2" senior forward, number 10, Bryson McGarvey. And a 6-foot senior forward, number 11, Eli Hall. The Bulldogs are under the direction of head coach Chris Mock and assistant coach Brad Mock. And now, for your Cascade Christian Challengers. At guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 2, Jared from Columbia. At guard, a 5'11" junior, number 3, Kevin Anderson. A 6'1" senior forward, number 4, Tristan Wallace. A 6'1" freshman wing, number 12, Derek Farmer. And a 6'3" junior forward, number 13, Peyton Bauer.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our starting lineups for tonight's ball game. Challengers in their home white uniforms with silver numerals and purple trim, and then the Bulldogs in their road dark uniforms, black with blue numerals and white trim. Glad you could be here with us. Looking forward to what should be a fun basketball game. This Challenger team, how will they do without their 2 leading scorers in the lineup tonight? Just how good is that Challenger depth? We're just about to find out.
I think you're going to be. It's not good. It's going to be amazing because I tell you what, these kids can play, all of them. Clear down the lineup for the Challengers this year.
Peyton Maurer taking the job his twin brother usually has, and he tips it, and it is taken by the Bulldogs and Logan Foltz.
It looked like he traveled, didn't call it.
And this Bulldog team, the Challengers are shorter, but this Bulldog team, not a lot of height. McGarvey at 6'2", their tallest starter. Steal by Frankowiak. Frankowiak, who scored 16 on Wednesday. 2. Jaron Frankowiak gets the Challengers out in front. 2-0 ball game. A little trouble there. Foltz able to run it down. He'll make a move against Derek Farmer, making his first varsity start of the season.
Very good defender, both Peyton Maurer and Farmer. Very good defenders for the Challengers.
Well, I've talked to some people defensively. They think in Farmer they found somebody who has a little bit of Cody Reese in him.
Yep, they do. And it's a turnover.
So a turnover for the Bulldogs.
2 turnovers to start the game for the Bulldogs.
And it's hard to score points when you don't get up shots.
That's exactly true.
So the Challengers out of backcourt, Cannon Anderson. He'll dish off for Frankowiak in the short corner. Farmer now to Maurer. Off the window, 4-2.
A little special play. They want to run against the zone there, and you saw a nice little pick set for Maurer. He gets the ball, and he's lefty, remember. Goes right to that left hand and scores.
Maurer averaging 7 points a game. And again, one of those guys, he'll give you shot blocking, he'll give you defense, he'll give you rebounding. Anderson to Frankowiak. Showtime.
And just like that, it is a 6-0 game. And so far, Sutherlin hasn't taken a shot.
Jaron Frankowiak got his hair up in braids this evening. See a little bit more of his face this evening, giving us a little different look.
Yes.
Transfer from Brookings Harbor, sophomore, second team All-League last year. And he connects on the free throw attempt, and that's one of the things that the Challengers have begun to get better about in recent games. 77% from the stripe last Friday against Glide. They ended up at 83% for the game. 7-0. Looking at it, making a drive, picking up his dribble, dishes out to McGarvey. Fultz. You see that defense of the Challengers just sealing off the middle, making a move to the hoop, trying to get something going against Maurer. Strong effort there by Bryson McGarvey, but Peyton Maurer's there as he brings it out of backcourt. Skip pass, Farmer from three. He can shoot it from out there, misses it, but there's Wallace with the putback.
I'll tell you what, you always see Tristan doing the hard work down low, and there he is again on that one.
Tristan averaging us 3 points a game, but he's that blue-collar dirty work player that Brian Morris always seems to have in his lineup.
Always has one of them somewhere. Somebody's got to do the dirty work.
Whether it's Christian Flores Alatorre or whether days gone by Troy Thompson. Drive to the hoop. Colton Jacobs called for the travel.
Fourth turnover already. Briley Richardson in the game for the Challengers. And I think he's going to be the rotation on the guard side. We'll see who they bring in to rotate on the forward side. Probably Eli Bryant would be my guess.
Briley, we've seen after a cold start to his season at the varsity level, he's begun coming alive. Anderson misses on the shot opportunity. Ball's tipped around. Eli Palm getting it out to backcourt, and now with it is Logan Fultz. Fultz hassled by Richardson. Work it, free throw line. Almost midway through the first quarter of the play, Challengers leading the ball game 9-0. On average on the season, Challenger opponents shooting 32% per game.
Yeah, that's been the Challengers' MO. They have really played tough on the defensive end, and they're continuing it this year again, just like they have in the past several years. Eli Bryant into the game.
So at 6'5", he gives the Challengers a little bit of size. And he's also been a player that's given them a lot of good production. We've definitely seen some real moments of brilliance from the Challenger big man. And now we have a timeout called on the floor. We will take one as well. The Challengers up early. And we'll be back in 30 seconds.
You an honorably discharged U.S. veteran? If so, did you know that you and your spouse could save approximately $5,000 by taking advantage of using a VA National Cemetery? You and your spouse get a grave or urn space, grave lining, opening and closing, headstone, and perpetual care, all free. Conger Morris can assist you with making all final arrangements and also help with other benefits that you and your spouse are entitled to as a veteran. Call Conger Morris or visit one of the offices.
Back to action at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Out of backcourt is Colton Jacobs, hounded by Anderson. McGarvey making a move. He'll kick it out. Fultz will shoot. And there with the offensive rebound, trying to wrestle for it, is Palm. Eli Palm gives him some decent size at 6 foot. It's a tie-up. And on the call, the alternating possession goes the way of the Cascade Christian Challengers. Anderson, he scored 20 off the Cascade bench last Friday night. Richardson in the corner. Up top it goes. Bounce pass. Bryant. Richardson. Skip pass over to Frankowiak. The Challengers' leading three-point shooter can't get it to stick. And the rebound comes out to Palm. Jacobs with the basketball, guarded by Frankowiak. Jacobs dumps it inside. Clear path to the hoop. Eli Palm.
First hoop of the game for Sutherlin. Challengers up 9-2.
Richardson down on the corner. Wallace. Anderson going to shoot. Anderson going to score.
Yeah, much better job by Anderson that time of taking his time on that three and really getting balanced and squared up.
Timeout called. We will take one as well. Challengers lead in the ball game 12-2. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
What do you do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Get ready for winter's snowy, icy, slippery roads at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford. We've stocked up on over 100 quality pre-owned trucks and SUVs, and every pre-owned 4x4 and all-wheel drive in stock is sale priced. Many are still under factory warranty or come with our 60-day, 3,000-mile comprehensive used vehicle warranty. And our finance experts are ready to help with a quick, easy, and hassle-free process with great finance options. Be safe, warm, and secure this winter. Get to the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
So what do you do when you get injured on the job and need to know your rights with workers' compensation? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, checking into the challenger lineup, number 32, Colson Brown. Brown, before the injury, had a great tournament there at the Les Schwab over at Summit. Nice contributor before going down.
Yeah, he absolutely did, and really did a good job again in that game against Summit. Oh.
There, he feeds it to Anderson. Anderson can't get the shot to go, so Brown quickly making a steal. The challenger lineup for you, it's Colson Brown along with Cannon Anderson, Peyton Maurer, Briley Richardson, and Eli Bryant. 3 minutes to go here in the first. Jacobs looking for an inbound, has trouble, he finds Palm. Challengers applying backcourt pressure. Jacobs wheels and deals against Anderson. Moving left, now spinning right. And a foul called against Cannon Anderson. And much to the chagrin of the Challenger faithful.
Yeah, that was not a good call, I'm sorry. He has just as much right to that spot on the floor as does the offensive player. That's not a good call.
So the official and Coach Brian Morse talking it over. And again, he picks his spots pretty well. So such to the point where if he's talking with you, then, you're talking about a guy who feels like he has a legitimate gripe. Fultz with the basketball, needs some help, finds McGarvey. Up top it goes. There is Austin Kwame. They'll feed it down inside. Moving to the hoop, shot just a little bit hard. Fultz has it in traffic. Unfortunately, it looks like we have Fultz and McGarvey falling over each other. And now Tristan Wallace into the ball game as Eli Bryant comes out.
Back to the guys that started the game, except for Colson Brown and
Richardson.
Richardson, thank you.
Long distance jumper, it's good.
And that's a good thing they left him in there. He buries one. Does Briley.
Yeah, he had a really cold game, and I forget where it was. I think it was the Rogue River game. Couldn't get it going, and that's been kind of a statistical drag on him. But the last few games, we've seen some quality minutes and some quality shots from the son of former Hidden Valley standout Kelly Richardson. Turnover by the Sutherlin Bulldogs.
They're sixth of the quarter.
Challengers lead in the ball game, 15-2 with 1:46 left to go in the first. Brown with the basketball, started to drive, kicks it back out for Farmer, swings it down in the corner. Wallace, Richardson will take another look, and this one a little off to the left, but good hustle there by Colson Brown, but just a little too late, and it'll be Sutherlin ball.
Riley with the open look again from the top of the key. Good look for him. Just didn't go in.
Richardson, who sees a lot of action at the JV level, a sophomore. Foul called against Derek Farmer. That'll be his first personal of the ball game. Third Challenger team foul. In the Sutherlin lineup, we see Cohen Hart, 6'1 junior, wearing number 32. McGarvey Now for Jacobs. They try to swing it in for Palm. And it goes in and out of his hands.
Another turnover, the 7th turnover of the quarter for Sutherlin. They are having trouble with that challenger pressure, as a lot of teams have this year.
Richardson, Farmer, skip pass for Peyton Maurer. His shot rims off. And there at the hoop is Derek Farmer.
Nice job by Farmer, crashing the board after he made the pass.
And we have a 5-second violation against Sutherlin. Eli Bryant going to come in. Colson Brown going to come out. Again, the challengers tonight without their top 2 leading scorers. Drew Hall averaging 17 a game and Peyton Maurer averaging 16. Wallace, up top it goes. Skip pass for Farmer. Wallace starts a drive, and Farmer tries to save it, but it ends up into the hands of McGarvey. McGarvey drives hard to the hole, and there's the block by Peyton Maurer. Second on the team in block shots. That's his 9th rejection of the year. Shooting from long distance, Farmer! He buries it. In terms of guys who don't see regular minutes, overall, he's the leading three-point shooter on the team at about 42%. And I think, Mark, on a lot of teams in this league, as a freshman, he'd already be a starter.
Oh, he would be.
Meanwhile, we got Cohen Hart and a jump ball to call. Eli Bryant and Derek Farmer there defensively for the challengers.
And again, the challenger pressure is really getting to Sutherlin.
Bounce pass. Trying to take a shot there is Palm. There's Bryant out of backcourt. And the ball ends up going out of bounds. It'll be Sutherlin ball.
Just the first turnover for the challengers. 8 for the Bulldogs in the first quarter.
And that's closing in on a number. If you're a fairly good basketball team, that's just about a game for you.
Yeah, normally would be.
Meanwhile, Jacobs gives the Bulldog fans a thrill by burying a shot from long distance, and that will end the first quarter of play. After one, it is the Challengers 20, the Bulldogs 5. We'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Any phone you want.
Any one I want?
Any phone you want.
Connection is the greatest gift of all. At US Cellular, we're offering any phone free for new and current customers, plus $100 to spend on accessories.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Start of the second quarter, Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy on the camera. Challengers start out the second quarter with the ball. Original starting lineup of Frankowiak, Anderson, Maurer, Tristan Wallace, and Derek Farmer. Jacobs, Kwame, Fultz, McGarvey, and Palm in for the Bulldogs.
And imagine that, a coach over there getting a lecture from a referee. That never happens, right?
Never. Try to dump it down and low for Peyton Maurer. Maurer fighting against that double team against McGarvey and Palm down there. McGarvey whistled for a personal foul. And for Sutherlin, that'll be their second team foul. Challengers inbound near their own basket. Farmer looked from long range. That shot rolls around and off. And we have a whistle underneath called against the Bulldogs. And that'll go against Eli Palm. That'll be his first personal foul. Both teams now with 3 team fouls. Try to feed it inside for Wallace. Wallace tied up. There is Cohen Hart along with McGarvey. Possession arrow points toward the Sutherland side of the floor.
And Challengers in the 1-3-1.
Hart making a move to the hoop. He kisses it off the window for 2. Skip pass to Anderson. Wallace. Anderson going to fire from 3. His shot a little bit off to the right. Peyton Maurer with the offensive rebound. And a whistle. Foul will be called against Cohen Hart. Much to the chagrin of Bulldogs coach Chris Mock. Maurer. Anderson drives, moves to the hoop, little double clutch, 2.
Good footwork that time by Anderson, getting down the lane and going kind of up and under to finish. Nice move by him.
Anderson now with 5 in the ball game as the Challengers extend their lead to 15. Jacobs up high, guarded by Maurer, and Frankowiak steals it out of backcourt. Jaron glides to the hoop, misses the shot. And the rebound goes down to the Bulldogs.
Looked like he got fouled, but no call.
Passes over in the corner. Kwame shoots. Lefty jumper is short. Ball tipped out of bounds. Sutherland will maintain possession of the basketball. Fultz getting ready to check into the ball game as Kwame comes out. Inbound, Palm, Fultz. Drive to the hoop. A little bit long. Wallace there with the rebound. Outlets for Anderson. Anderson glides, goes too hard to the hole. And we have a whistle and a foul called underneath.
I was going to say, if they don't call a foul there.
Well, yeah. If they don't call it there, I don't think anything
problem.
is. Yeah.
And unfortunately, the guy underneath the hoop who should be calling it didn't blow his whistle, and it had to be called by one of the officials outside. Very strange.
Anderson, first free throw attempt, a little bit long. Briley Richardson and Colson Brown checking into the ball game. Farmer and Wallace come out.
Still a nice rotation for the Challengers with those 2 guys coming in off the bench.
Well, we're talking about that depth. You really don't lose anything with those guys coming in. Second attempt by Anderson. That one's good. He has 6 on the night. And the Challenger lead now is 16. Backcourt pressure by the Challengers. Hart having trouble with Frankowiak. He's double teamed now. And it'll be Sutherland ball. Well, you look at that team out on the floor, I would describe this Challenger team as pesky.
Very, very scrappy. Yes, very scrappy and pesky.
Hart, and that's kind of what you need when you have your couple of your big guns out of the lineup. Hart shoots it, shot a little bit long. Richardson runs it down. 2-on-3 break. Lets the traffic pass him by. Frankowiak over in the corner. Anderson going to drive. Shoots from the baseline. Shot long. Anderson there. Can't hold on, but Maurer is able to corral it. Frankowiak picks up his dribble. Richardson dumps it in for Maurer at the corner of the free throw line. Brown drops down and Had the good-looking idea, just couldn't get the execution quite there.
Yeah, nice pass from Brown to Maurer. Just doesn't finish it.
Ball tipped away. That'll be challenger ball as Eli Bryant gets ready to check in. Cannon Anderson will check out. Frankowiak pulls up, shoots. Off to the right, no good. Therefore, the putback attempt is Bryant, but Brown is there. And he gets it to go over the front of the rim and down. Colson Brown, his first bucket since the end of December. Puts the Challengers up by 18. So you got a little bit of height in there. Brown at 6'4" and Bryant at 6'5".
Yep.
Maurer at 6'3".
All very athletic.
Yes.
As well.
Every single one of them. And a steal by Frankowiak. He outruns the posse, goes to the hoop. It goes out of bounds. Tristan Wallace. So maybe in this case the posse caught up. Just enough.
Just enough.
To disrupt. Inbound. McGarvey gets a hand on it. Inbounding. Wallace there. 2.
He's got 4 in the game.
And coming up along the way, McGarvey loses the handle on the basketball. Richardson there, quickly up the floor to Wallace. Passes it, Frankowiak. He eyes the 3. He buries it. Jaron Frankowiak. Foul called against Eli Bryant. Frankowiak with 8 first half points. Jacobs inbounding. There was foul called against Eli Bryant. Try a pass for Hart. Little circus play there by Briley Richardson. And he's a guy that'll give you a little bit of razzle-dazzle every once in a while. I think I remember one of your games a couple of weeks ago, Mark, saw him throw a behind-the-head pass.
Yeah, he definitely has a flair for the game.
Timeout called by the Challengers.
30.
So we'll go ahead and take one as well. Challengers leading the ball game 30-7. We'll be right back after these messages.
This is Maya. As an embedded systems engineering student at Rogue Community College, Maya spends a lot of time in the lab, learning circuit design and making great connections with her instructors and classmates. By riding the bus and not owning a car, Maya saves almost $1,000 a month. RVTD helps Maya get to and from class safely and easily, enabling her to invest in her bright future at Oregon Tech. Way to go, Maya!
Winter Sports Action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, with 7 locations to serve you. Richardson with the basketball for Farmer. Bryant dumps it down low. Wallace trying to find a path to the hoop. He gets hacked on the move, and he'll go to the line.
Nice ball movement and people movement inside that zone that time, and the Challengers worked hard to get the ball down inside. That's what you want to see as a coach, is get that ball inside. And then if it comes back out for that three-point shot, you'll have a wide open one. But if you can get the ball down inside, a lot of good things happen. Well, Wallace misses the first free throw, however. He's got another one.
Wallace averaging 3 points a game. He's also the third leading rebounder on the Challengers behind Austin Maurer and Drew Hall. Second attempt on its way. That one a little bit short. But Bryant there for the offensive rebound. Richardson, Brown. Around the horn it goes. Wallace in the corner. Richardson. And Brown going to drive to the hoop. A little reverse move. He can't get it to go. Wallace trying to fight for that rebound, but it is tipped out of bounds by a Bulldog defender. And with 2:46 to go in the half, Challengers have an opportunity to extend the lead. Richardson going to fire from three. His shot short. Hits the side of the backboard and goes out of bounds. Jacobs with the inbound. Bryant going to pick him up at half court. Bounce pass for Fultz.
Challengers back in the 1-3-1.
And it's frustrating the Bulldogs. Timeout by Sutherlin. We'll go ahead and actually we'll take a break right here. 60-second timeout on the floor. And we'll be right back after these messages.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
2:20 to go here in the first half of play. Challengers on defense. And they lead the ball game 30-7.
And they're in that 1-3-1 again.
Bryant out high. And he's out chasing around, and there's nothing more foreboding than a 6'5" guy chasing you around on the backcourt. Brown with the rebound off the miss. Leading the charge, goes hard to the hole. He's going to dump it out for Richardson. His shot just a little bit short, but the rebound by Farmer. His putback gives him 7 for the ball game.
Yeah, 2 of those off of putback rebounds. He's been active on the glass when he's been in there.
Making a move, Palm has to kick it out. Over for Kwame. And just tell this Bulldog offense just flustered, for lack of a better word. Bryant and Richardson coming out of the ball game. Peyton Maurer back in along with Cannon Anderson.
And they're sticking with the 1-3-1 here. Interesting with this shorter lineup. Kind of surprised they didn't go back to their man-to-man. But they get another turnover.
And Farmer gets it up the floor to Brown. Brown to Maurer. Off the window for 2.
Nice job by Brown of collecting that ball and getting a good pass over to Peyton.
Hart. And now making a move inside. Fultz gets the roll. Sutherland still trying to hit double digits here, and there's inside of a minute left to go in the first half. Anderson, Farmer, Frankowiak. Skip pass over to Anderson. Anderson. And then Frankowiak shoots. Can't get the roll, but there, off the glass, Derek Farmer.
Farmer cleaning up the glass. 2 in a row.
Tell you what, once these other guys get healthy, it's going to be hard to deny him minutes. Hart with the basketball. Fultz, broken up by Anderson. Anderson out of backcourt. Bounce pass up the floor. Maurer can't connect, but there. Second chance opportunity for Frankowiak, and he's got 10 in the game. There's the buzzer heave, and that will end the first half of play. The Cascade Christian Challengers leading the ball game by a score of 38-9. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back with the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report here on TableRockSports.net.
What do you do when you don't know the first step in applying for Social Security disability? It's easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Daily adventures start right here at Pinnacle 365. You'll find exactly what you need for your morning motivation. Later in the day, add some crunch to your lunch with crispy, crunchy chickens, mouth-watering chicken, and chicken tenders. Wherever your next adventure takes you, we're here to keep you energized throughout the day. And our new Peak Rewards program helps you save money on fuel so you can travel further for less. Daily adventures are better with Pinnacle 365.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Any time is a good time to plan your funeral, except at the time of the funeral. At Conger Morris, we know that there are so many advantages to planning ahead. It eases the burden on our families at their worst time. Pre-planning also alleviates their stress, knowing the funeral costs are already taken care of. And it allows your service to be more meaningful, with all of your wishes being taken care of. Call us today for personalized assistance in creating your own plan. Conger Morris, we'll always be there.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, tonight's action is brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The new Winter Recreation Guide just hit your mailbox and is available online. Sign-ups are happening for events, classes, and sports leagues for all. See what's up at playmedford.com. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore, Johnny McCoy. We got the kids of Grace Christian Elementary playing a little knockout, having a little bit of halftime fun here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. It's also fun to see some current Cascade Christian students out there helping out, cheering them along. We see Liam Bonatti out there from the football team. Graduate Austin Waits from last year's football team and baseball team. Over on the other side, Drew Hall not playing tonight, but he's lending his support to our athletic director, Nate Mabin. Tomorrow night's going to be a special night for those sponsors of Challenger Athletics here at Cascade Christian. They will have a chance to sit up here and get a great view up here in the mezzanine, including those like Wilson Equipment, presenting sponsor George Fox University, Chick-fil-A, Adroit Construction, Providence Medical Center, Dorner Enterprises, Abba Freight Systems, and Trinity Counseling Service, as well as State Farm. And Mark, looking at the first half, the scoreboard reveals all challengers. And I think what's going to be interesting as you kind of break things down individually, that we're going to see a balanced effort on the part of Cascade Christian.
Oh, that's exactly what you're going to see, Jim. And in that first half, the thing that stands out most is the challengers shoot 16 for 33. That's 48%. But they get 33 shots up. comparatively, Sutherlin 4 for 14. They only get 14 shots up in that first half because they had 15 turnovers, and the Challengers with just 2. So the Challengers with 13 extra offensive possessions when you look at the difference between the turnover battle. And, Sutherlin having trouble with that Challenger defensive pressure. And for them, only getting 14 shots up in a half is a pretty low number. The Challengers, meanwhile, get up 33 in that first half and shoot 48%, and thus the lead of 38-9 here at the half. So scoring first for Sutherlin. Jacobs has 3, Fultz with 2, Palm has 2, and Cohen Hart has 2. And that is the end of that as far as scoring for them. For the Cascade Christian Challengers, scoring in the first half, Briley Richardson with 3. Jaron Frankowiak with 10. And Cannon Anderson has 6. Tristan Wallace with 4. Derek Farmer has 9. Peyton Maurer has 4. And Colson Brown has 2 in the first half for Cascade Christian. Good half for the Challengers. Again, 16 for 33 from the field. And like you said, just about everyone's on the board. Leading the way, though, Frankowiak with 10, Farmer with 9, and Cannon Anderson with 6. So, but everybody's getting involved. Even Colson Brown in his first game back has a bucket. So the Challengers looking pretty good here in this one against Sutherlin. And kind of as we expected based on the records of these two teams coming in.
Well, and when you look at those numbers, it's pretty much right in line with what the Challengers have been doing all season long, even when they're at full strength. The Challengers coming in with a field goal percentage of 51% offensively on the season. They're at 48 tonight, and then limiting the opposition to 32.9 per season, and then they're 29% tonight. And then also, on average, the Challengers force 18 turnovers a game, and the Bulldogs have 15 already. Par for the course when you're talking about a young team kind of trying to find its feet out there, and it has been that kind of a tough season for the Bulldogs. We're going to go ahead and take another quick timeout and then get you ready for the start of the second half. You're watching the Medford Parks and Recreation Halftime Report. Medford Parks and Rec invites you to discover all the great classes, field trips, activities, and sports leagues coming up. Visit playmedford.com to find something for everyone in the family. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and stick around. We've got more basketball coming your way on TableRockSports.net.
Dear Dad, today was hard. You know how much I love you, and you know how much I love sports. I was afraid to say this to your face, but I heard you yelling again from the stands during my game. You were shouting at the coach, the refs, even the other parents. It embarrasses me when you yell at everyone. It really stresses me out. I love sports. I love to play, and I love my team. I want us both to enjoy the game, win or lose. But we can't if you always lose your temper. I hope you can cheer for me and the other players. It's about more than just the score. It's about us all enjoying the experience. I hope you can join me for my next game. I really want you to be there. Love, Katie.
Game day or a family get-together. Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
We love our sports here.
It's our responsibility to keep them great. And we need you to know your role.
You can be a player.
You can be a coach. You can be a spectator.
Or an official.
But you only get to be one.
Know your role.
Parents, release your kid to the game.
It's my experience.
Don't yell at the refs. They have a hard job.
Know your role.
Players, respect your opponents.
Love to play, win or lose.
Know your role.
So what do when you get injured in a motorcycle accident and you need legal help? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. LetUsFightForYou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Our halftime report is brought to you in partnership with PlayMedford.com and the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. The Winter Activities Guide is out now. Now learn more at PlayMedford.com or call the Santos Center at 774-2400 to get started. Getting ready for the start of the second half.
We got to get the elementary kids off the gym floor right now because Dave turned it into a mess.
Are you sure it's either that or Peyton Maurer and Camden Anderson are looking to score a few treats? But Peyton, ever the gentleman, handing it off.
He's giving the candy to the little girl. You got to love it.
Yep.
She's got more candy than she can hold is the problem.
So let's get ready here for the start of the second half. Challengers well in control of this one. And doing so without the services of their two top scorers. One trying to shake off a hamstring injury, another trying to recover from an arm injury. Peyton Maurer from downtown, he buries it.
His three-point shot has come a long ways this year, and he shows you right there by knocking down a three here to start the third quarter.
3 for 3 against Coquille last week. McGarvey going the other way. Kicks it out for Jacobs. Foltz around the horn it goes for Kwame.
Challengers continue to put the pressure on defensively.
Kwame on the drive. Little double clutch there. Misses the shot.
But he'll earn a trip to the free throw stripe.
And Kwame trying to get his team into double figures for the evening. Lefty shooter. First attempt. Finds the range. It's good. 41-10. We're just 42 seconds into the third quarter of play. Second attempt. That one's good. Austin Kwame, 5'7" senior guard, earning his stripes this evening. Meanwhile, Peyton Maurer, as he takes the ball in the high post, he gets hacked by Jacobs. And that'll be his first personal foul of the ball game. Frankowiak, Cannon Anderson, in and out, but Frankowiak is there to chase it down. Farmer, he gets a look. He doesn't need an engraved invitation. And he sticks it to make it 44-11.
Yeah, he's got 12 on the evening in his first start. Not a bad night.
Not bad at all. And like I said, I think there's a lot more where that came from. It'll be fun to watch his athletic career at Cascade unfold. But with he and Frankowiak leaving the way tonight, a couple of Brookings Harbor transfers, I guess you could say the Challengers are going coastal tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shot misses. Challengers out of back court. Frankowiak making a move to the hoop. Wallace is there. He can't hit the first. He'll try another attempt. And Sutherlin comes away.
Neither one of them goes.
Kwame, he buries the jumper. He's having a good third quarter. Frankowiak, Farmer, his shot rims off. Wallace with the offensive rebound. Fight going on underneath. McGarvey able to wrest it away. Out of back court. Foltz, Jacobs. McGarvey offers the screen, and he gets the feed from Palm, gets his own rebound. Too hard off the glass. Anderson with the rebound. Challengers on the run. Anderson goes coast to coast. He can't get it to go, but Wallace there with the offensive rebound.
Yeah, I thought Anderson had that one. He just didn't finish it.
I tell you, one thing has happened in Austin Mauer's absence is Wallace has been the Windex guy on the boards.
Yeah, him and Farmer, too. The two of those guys have been cleaning up the glass for sure.
Mauer, Peyton Mauer, that is. Wallace out of the ball game. Inbound to Frankowiak. Up it goes to Farmer. Richardson feeds it for Brown. Brown going to move to the hoop. Power move. Results in 2.
Good to see him back. That's 4 points in the game for him.
I like how he goes there without hesitation.
No, he should with his size.
In and out for Jacobs. Quickly out of backcourt. Farmer outruns the posse. He lays it up and in. Derek Farmer with 14 in the ball game as the Challengers drop 48 thus far on the night. Steal by the Challengers. Colson Brown. Frankowiak. Brown going to go hard to the hole.
How is that not a foul?
That looks like a blocking foul there.
I don't know how that's not a foul. I still haven't figured that out.
Nope.
Apparently not.
Miss on that. So Dylan Westlake going to check into the ball game for Jaron Frankowiak. Inbounding. Richardson stolen away in and out of the hands of Brown. Cohen Hart's there. About midway through the third quarter of play. Hart. Bounce pass. Nearly taken away by the Challengers. Dylan Westlake in the ball game. Long range jumper by Fultz. No good. Rebound by Bryant. Bryant up the floor to Farmer. He can't hold on. Led just a little too much. And there is Austin Kwame. Now to Hart. Skip pass, Fultz. Fultz back out to Palm. He has to run it down to collect it. Jacobs in the high post. And you can tell Sutherlin looking for a good shot.
Being patient.
Yeah, it's just hard to find one. Palm there in the low post, and there to try to swipe it is Farmer. Moved to the hoop by Palm. Little circus shot there, and he finds the range. Going the other way, Colson Brown on the move. Foul called against Colson Brown. That'll be his first personal foul of the ball game as Peyton Mauer and Cannon Anderson get ready to check back in. You see they got Brown going in short stretches tonight as he tries to get himself back into basketball shape.
Exactly. See the Challenger bench sort of.
Backcourt violation. It'll be Cascade Christian basketball.
5-second violation on the inbounds. Good defense by the Challengers, and they get it back.
Anderson will get ready to inbound. Swing it. Richards, actually that is Westlake. Richardson going to shoot. His shot in and out, no good. Anderson with the offensive rebound. I don't know about that, Marvin. I just don't know.
Wow. Some mystery calls going on here.
I mean, I know what he's calling. I just don't see it. Anderson, though, with a steal in backcourt, he lays it up and in. Well, all's well that ends well. Anderson with 8 points in the game.
Coach Morris calling off the troops there on the backcourt pressure.
Up 34, I think that's probably a pretty safe call. Palm trying to make a move, can't get it to go.
Oh, boy.
Bryant, they say he touched it last. Jaron Frankowiak into the ball game. He's in there along with Westlake, Anderson, Bryant, and Mauer. Ball tipped around, stolen away by Anderson. Heel, wheel, and deal out of backcourt. Over for Frankowiak. He buries it.
He loves that corner three. Nice pass to get him one, and he knocks it down.
Well, with results like that, I can see why, as looks like we've got Mason Hoffman ready to check into the ball game.
And Kellen Klecker.
Oh, yes. Kellen Klecker. He comes in along with his cousin into the ball game. Anderson coming out. Westlake going to come out too. Hoffman, 6'4" forward. Klecker, 6'1" guard. Swing it around. Hoffman into Bryant. Bryant lays it up and in.
Very nice pass that time by Hoffman to get that one to Bryant for an easy bucket.
For Bryant, his first bucket of the ball game as the Challengers go up 55-16. 1:40 left to go in the third. Bulldogs continue to struggle, taking care of the basketball. Westlake will check back into the Challenger lineup. Peyton Maurer will come out. Dylan Westlake. And shooting it from long range, burying the shot, Kellen Klecker. Kellen with the second triple of the season at the varsity level.
There's most of my JV team in right there now on the floor.
Timeout called by Sutherlin. And we'll take a timeout while they do so on the floor. We'll be right back.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile.
Back to action at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Fultz with the basketball. Swings it left side for Kwame. Kwame guarded by Kellen Klecker. .46 seconds to go in the quarter. Hart with it on the high right wing, and a steal by Dylan Westlake. Westlake outruns the posse. 2.
Nice job by Dylan anticipating the pass and getting the ball knocked out in front of him, and then he just runs and chases it down.
Palm shoots. Misses everything. And it'll be Sutherland ball, and now it looks like we're going to the running clock.
Well, we will be here in the fourth quarter for sure.
Fire it to Jacobs. He'll shoot from 15. His shot a little bit long. Klecker with the rebound. He'll bring it out of backcourt. So here, Westlake, you take care of this. And then a steal by Jacobs. Jacobs. And he misses the layup, and that will end the third quarter of play. After 3, Cascade Christian 60 and Sutherland 16. We'll be right back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Fuel up for your race day adventures with Pinnacle 365. Pit for your early morning caffeine fix to help you get off to a good start and be rewarded with free motivation. Stay hydrated as you ride into Turn 2. And if fountain drinks are your thing, get your 6th free. Add Crunch to your lunch as you head into Turn 3. Fuel up for the remainder of the race with your Peak Rewards app and save at least 16 cents a gallon. Your daily journey to the winner's circle starts at Pinnacle 365.
Sports fans in the Rogue Valley who missed the reporting of the Mail Tribune, check out SouthernOregonGrapevine.com. You'll find stories, stats, pictures, and links to our Table Rock sports streams. You can help by reporting on your own favorite team by checking out SouthernOregonGrapevine.com or their Facebook page. Start of the fourth quarter. Challengers. Looks like maybe a slight deviation from the norm for Coach Morris as he has the reserves in.
Well, it is 60-16. Guess you got to consider that, right?
Right, absolutely. And these young men are acquitting themselves pretty well tonight.
Yes, they have.
McGarvey over into the corner. Kwame's there. Now for Jacobs.
Westlake doing a good job on Jacobs.
Hart over in the corner. Well, there with the defense is Eli Bryant.
Here's where the shot clock will make a little bit of a difference when it comes in next year.
It sure will.
A lot of teams want to pass the ball around and try to, somewhat slow the game down. Can't really do that once the shot clock comes into play.
Move to the hoop. And connecting. There on the reverse is Logan Fultz.
Little backdoor cut that time, and Eli Bryant comes over to try and help and will pick up the foul.
Now, how much will that alter the Challengers playbook?
I don't think it's going to alter it much. You don't see them use a lot of clock. I mean, maybe at the end of the game when they're at the very end of the game when they're ahead, but I mean, under normal circumstances, they just don't use a lot of the clock.
Connecting on the three-point play is Fultz, and ball tipped away. Bryant tries to feed it down low for Brown.
Turnover for the Challengers, just their 6th in this game.
Hart with the basketball, makes a move to his right. Looking for help. Jacobs looking inside, nothing there. He'll drive along his way to the hoop.
And I think
that'll go against Dylan Westlake.
Dylan Westlake with the foul.
Jacobs trying to get it inbounded. Finds Kwame. Kwame being hounded defensively by Mason Hoffman. Down on the low block, McGarvey. And now Jacobs will try a three, and it goes. 60-22. Richardson at the point to Westlake. Skip pass for Hoffman. Find Bryant. Hoffman will shoot. Hoffman's shot off target. Ball loose on the floor. McGarvey leading the pack. Trying to feed Kwame. Kellen Klecker will check back into the ball game, and Colson Brown will come out.
Suspect that'll be the end of what we see of Colson tonight.
I think it will do it, but he had a nice night's work tonight, returning to action after being out for well over a month. Ball's loose on the floor. Mason Hoffman with it, tries to feed it for his cousin, but there's Richardson, and he buries it.
A little bit of a broken play that turns into a wide open three for Richardson that he knocks down.
63-22, 4:30 left to go in the ball game. Kwame in the corner. Finds Hart. Skip pass for Jacobs. Jacobs to Hart. Hart moves to the hoop. Can't get the shot to go. Hoffman with the rebound. Hoffman out of backcourt for Klecker. Finds Westlake, and it goes. Dylan Westlake off the pass from Kellen Klecker. Make it 65-22. Checking into the ball game is D'Artagnan Calvert.
It's a carry.
Yeah.
Missed it. Or probably just letting it go at this point.
Yeah. Hart with Kellen Klecker saying, hey, you see that? I can play some defense. And now a steal by the Challengers. Richardson out of backcourt to Westlake. He leaps, but he put so much into the jump that the shot doesn't go. But you can see this kid can climb.
And he can play defense, too.
Yes, he can. Meanwhile, a travel. Calvert with the basketball. D'Artagnan Calvert, 6-foot sophomore.
.245 to go in this one. Challengers lead it. Big.
Hoffman, 15-footer, in and out, tipped out. Klecker there, they'll swing it around the horn. Eli Bryant, his shot a little bit long. Offensive rebound by Kellen Klecker. Klecker says, I'll try one, and it's in and out. Westlake, that one off to the right, no good, and ooh, that looked kind of harrowing there for a moment, and I'd say that's just a situation where Eli landed just right.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing too drastic there.
And it's the type of situation, nothing dirty there, just two guys going hard.
Going hard for the ball, absolutely.
Glad
foul
nobody's
is
hot
called.
And that'll go against Fultz, his second personal. They've been letting the players play tonight. 5 team fouls for the Challengers, 3 for the Bulldogs. And they're kissing it off the window for 2, Eli Bryant. Bryant's got 4 in the ball game. Jacobs. Now in the ball game is Corbin Jacobs. Colton. A swing it and a steal by Eli Bryant. Look out. Oh, he can't get there, but there's Richardson for the putback.
Yeah, his steps were off Eli, and then he got stuck between whether he was going to dunk it or lay it up.
Oh, man.
Because he did dunk one on Wednesday up at Glide.
Yeah, I remember seeing that his mom, Angela, had posted that up on social media, and quite a spectacular play. But Richardson there to clean it up. He's got 8 in the ball game. Free throw attempt is good. Pound for pound, he doesn't play regular minutes, but he's shooting at a near 85% clip from the free throw line.
Yeah, much better free throw shooting Challenger team than we've seen for a while, actually.
That's for sure. I think about the only thing that holds it down is there's a couple of guys who play physically close to the hoop that free throw shooting isn't their forte, but they get a lot of opportunities, and so that kind of puts a damper on it just a little bit. Hoffman out of backcourt. Jacobs will pick him up.
And this should end the game. 20 seconds to go. The Challengers just dribbling out the clock here. Riley Richardson with the basketball, and the game will end 70-22. And the Challengers will have done what they've tried to do. It's kind of their goal defensively is to hold teams to single-digit quarters, and they do that in every single quarter tonight. Sutherlin with 5 in the first, 4 in the second, 7 in the third, and just 6 in the fourth. So a nice job defensively by the Challengers.
And for the Challengers, their 13th victory in a row. Their last loss came against Dayton back on the first day of winter. The Challengers come away with a victory by a score of 70-22 We will take a timeout, and then we'll be back with the Conger Morris post-game show here on TableRockSports.net.
Where do you find information about paying for medical treatment after a car crash? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
You can get any phone you want.
Any one I want?
Any phone you want.
Connection is the greatest gift of all. At US Cellular, we're offering any phone free for new and current customers, plus $100 to spend on accessories.
New and current customers get any phone free at Siskiyou Cellular, the Rogue Valley's exclusive authorized agent for US Cellular. Visit souscellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
The days grow long, calling you to pack a bag, grab the kids, and hit the road to Southern Oregon. Your journey begins when you travel Medford.
This is Jake. He's a serious cyclist training for his next race. Each morning, Jake takes his bike on the bus to work. By not owning a car, Jake is saving nearly $1,000 a month in gas, car payments, insurance, and repair. The money he saves allows him to participate in the Race for a Cure for breast cancer. With every ride he takes, he's 1 mile closer to crossing the finish line on behalf of his mom. Way to go, Jake.
There's a time machine that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Yeah, you bet. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Welcome to the Conger Morris postgame show here on TableRockSports.net. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy, the challengers, now keeping their perfect record intact in league play. They run their record to 9-0, just like the Sutherlin girls did earlier this evening against the Challenger girls, and now Cascade Christian at 15-2 overall. And a game in which the challengers, with Drew Hall wanting to take it easy on a hamstring injury with the idea of maybe an additional day of rest will do him some good. And then with Austin Maurer sidelined with an injury and wanting to be careful there. And why not? This team's got the depth to do it, and they put that on display, Mark McLemore, as you share the postgame stats with us. It was just a night where all the way around, a good effort for the challengers and proving they're a complete team.
Well, it really does. I mean, you look at their shooting percentage tonight. You've talked about it. They're averaging, right around the 50% mark from the field so far this season. And even though different guys played tonight, they shoot 29 for 59. That's 49% again tonight. So a nice job by them shooting the basketball. And they hold Sutherlin to 8 for 30. Just 27%. So right around the marks that they've been holding teams to and shooting themselves throughout the season. Challengers at the free throw line tonight, 3 for 6, 50%. Sutherlin, 3 for 3, 100%. Turnovers, the Challengers just 6 in the entire ball game. And unfortunately for Sutherlin, they had 24 turnovers in the game. And if you look at those shots, Sutherlin with just the 30 shots, the Challengers, meanwhile, with 59, and even if you shoot, a higher percentage, if you only take 30 shots, you're just not going to get there against this Challenger team, and just too many turnovers for Sutherlin. Those 24 turnovers really hurt them tonight. Scoring, first for Sutherlin, Jacobs had 6, Kwame had 5, Foltz with 5, Palm with 4, and Cohen Hart had 2. That was the scoring for them. For the Cascade Christian Challengers, just about everybody that played, I think, got on the scoreboard. Bradley Richardson had 9, Frank Kowiak with 13, Cannon Anderson had 8, Tristan Wallace had 4, Derek Farmer had 14 to lead the way for the Challengers tonight in his first start. Peyton Maurer had 7, Dylan Westlake with 4, Kellen Klecker had 3, Colson Brown with 4, Eli Bryant with 4. So leading the way, again, Derek Farmer with 14, Frank Kowiak with 13, and Cannon Anderson with 8, the usual suspects you would expect to lead the Challengers, considering that Drew Hall and Austin Maurer were out for the night. But, it's kind of what we expect. This team is deep. We've talked about it before. We're not surprised when we see these guys come off the bench and contribute, and they contributed in a big way tonight with their 2 leading scorers out for the evening. So much different game tomorrow night when you see this team that we saw tonight. Not a very good team really in Sutherlin. Rough season for them, 2-16. But tomorrow coming in here is a team that's very good in all aspects of the game. You're not going to see the turnovers like you saw. You're not going to see those kinds of plays that we saw tonight. Douglas is a much more disciplined team, and they are a very good basketball team. So the Challengers will need to have their weapons back, or at least hopefully maybe Drew Hall's playing. Who knows who's playing tomorrow night? But I tell you what, it'll be much more of a challenge against that team than it will be that Douglas team. Was tonight, I should say, against Sutherlin. And I'm pretty sure Douglas has done a pretty good job against most of the teams in the league so far. I think the one surprise for me is they went over to Brookings and lost in Brookings. But, we've seen that before, right?
Right.
Brookings always a tough place to play. I was a little surprised they lost over there, that being Douglas. But they come in here with I think the 3rd best record in the league so far in this league anyway. And we'll see how that goes for them against the Cascade Christian Challengers tomorrow night.
Well, assuming that they took care of business tonight against Rogue River, the league record-wise, Douglas will come in with a record of 8-1. So technically, they're just a game behind the Challengers. And, like you say, they've been at times an enigma. And, again, assuming that win there against a Rogue River team that's just monumentally struggling this year, probably should be a 2A team, really. And they petitioned for that. But probably assuming the victory there, Douglas will come in with a 13-4 overall record. And folks may remember that the Challengers' last league loss came against these Douglas Trojans here on this floor.
Yeah,
and there's a few guys that remember that.
There should be a few guys on this team that remember that, so we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, the big surprise that you look in that Douglas coming in is that it'll be a game for the Challengers, and they'll need to have their strongest players available. So it'll be interesting. I don't see Austin Maurer playing in that game.
No.
But we'll see about Drew Hall. But I'll tell you what, they'll need all hands on deck against a very good Douglas team tomorrow night.
Well, they'll need to play smart basketball as they did tonight. But again, the opposition, the resistance you get, will be stronger in the form of the Douglas Trojans. And as it did last year, coming over here and winning on the Challengers' home floor would make their season.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even though the Challengers won the state title last year, that was Douglas's crowning achievement for the year last year.
Right. So we'll be bringing that game for you tomorrow. For those of you who are Challenger fans, we'll be bringing the girls' game at 3:30 against the Trojans, and then the boys will be playing at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, and there will be basketball all day here, as a matter of fact. 12:30 is the JV2 game. For the boys, we have a JV2 game at 12:30, and there is a JV game at 2, and then a varsity girls and then a varsity boys game. So
we'll be lucky if you have a voice left.
Yeah, I do 2 games tomorrow coaching, and then I'll come here and give you a hand for the varsity boys game.
Well, we're looking forward to bringing that your way. It's always fun to watch these basketball teams in action, watch these young men as they develop in the game and look to build with hopefully the opportunity to go out and have some fun at the state tournament in Coos Bay, which will be coming up, believe it or not, in just a little over a month. Well, the postgame show has been brought to you by Conger Morris. Their hometown help through difficult times at Conger Morris Funeral Directors. That's the recap for today's game. And we'd like to thank Nate Maben, the Cascade Christian Athletic Director, for hosting Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on Table Rock Sports and today's broadcast. Our thanks to our head coaches, Chris Mock and Brian Morris. And our next Table Rock Sports production will be tomorrow. The girls in action at 3:30, the boys at 5. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Cascade Christian Challengers 70 and the Sutherlin Bulldogs 22. This has been a special presentation of Table Rock Sports. Our executive producer is Joe Brett, along with Mark McLemore and cameraman Johnny McCoy. I'm Jim McCoy, saying thanks for watching and good night from Cascade Christian High School in Medford, Oregon.